This is Ryan Watches a Movie, where we get our friend Ryan to watch a movie and tell us what he thought.
Going balls out in the lumberyard.
Watching the Grunion Pro Magi. If you're listening to this, don't even waste your time.
Hello, welcome to Ryan Watches a Movie. This is episode number 169. My name is Adam Patterson. With me today, Kevin Rakestraw. How you doing, Kevin?
Doing pretty good.
We're also joined by Ryan Oles. How are you?
I'm alright.
What movie did we have you watch this week?
The Incident.
The Incident, also known as Asylum Blackout. Now, this is an interesting one. I picked this in honor of The Tribe coming out this week, which is directed by Miroslav Slaboshpitsky. But here's the weird thing. So on IMDb, Asylum Blackout, aka The Incident, says it's directed by Alexandra Cortez. However, on Rotten Tomatoes, it says that it was co-directed by Slaboshpitsky.
Okay. Alright.
On Wikipedia, it says that it was directed by the Cortez.
So I don't know if if that's just completely erroneous.
What's going on? Yeah, what's going on here?
I have no idea.
Did we uncover something?
I looked up the director of The Tribe on IMDb, and he doesn't have Asylum Blackout accredited to him on that site.
Okay.
So, I don't know.
Man.
But on Rotten Tomatoes, it says Asylum Blackout, directed by Alexandra Cortez and Miroslav Slaboshpitsky.
Well, this movie is garbage.
We'll get to that.
if that's any
Just jumping in there.
Yeah.
If that's
This came out in 2011. I have a synopsis here. A group of cooks at an asylum for the criminally insane get locked in with the inmates during a massive thunderstorm. It stars... this is one of these deals where they're not in order. So I'll just read the first three that are on here. Richard Brake, Dave Legeno, and Rupert Evans. Ryan, why don't you tell us a little bit about Asylum Blackout?
Well, there's three guys that are in a band, and they all decide to work at a asylum in the kitchen to make ends meet while they're in their band. And they also work with a fourth guy who is not in the band. And pretty much the one dude is tired from a late night band playing, and he says that to his friends. They tell him to go take a nap, so he goes in the pantry area and lays down and goes to sleep. And he wakes up and he finds that the power has gone out. There's an explosion that knocked the power out. And one of the first things they do is they attempt to call the police, and finally they manage to find the phone and get through. And the cops say, okay, well, we'll be there in probably an hour or an hour and a half. Now, if you're police and there's someone calling you from an insane asylum, and telling you that the electronic door lock don't work, the lights don't work, and there are inmates running around freely, why would you not make that your priority?
Yeah, I mean, that's a serious emergency.
Very much so.
So then they find that some of the inmates have gone throughout the prison and assaulted and killed various nurses and guards. And due to this, one of the guards that is still alive asked them to put all the inmates back in their cells. Now, if you remember, I just said the door locks don't work.
Mm-hmm.
There's really no point in putting anyone anywhere.
Well, it's still a good idea to keep them organized.
They're
Yeah.
untrained and they're dealing with insane people.
Like how they get
why
the
would
kitchen to
you
do it.
have
Yeah, exactly.
So then one of the guards gets tased in the eyeball.
So what's
And
what?
that's probably the closest thing that happened in this movie.
He gets tased in the eyeball.
Oh my goodness.
And the inmates end up killing two of the three band members. And one of them gets burned alive on a stovetop because the inmates have tied him up and put him on a stove and then burned him. And the third guy finally hears sirens coming and literally everyone drops what they're doing and the police escort the inmates away and make everything better. Then the guy who ends up in the hospital, the third band member, he wakes up in the hospital and realizes that it was all a dream, and that's it.
Now, I remember I saw this movie back in 2012. In fact, I talked about it. It was like one of the very first episodes of the podcast that we did.
Oh yeah?
And I talked about it right before we started recording this. I went back and listened to it, and yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like this movie at all.
You weren't a fan?
No, I was not.
What?
Not a fan. I gave it a 2 out of 5 on Letterboxd, but I couldn't. I remembered that I didn't like it, but I couldn't really remember why I didn't like it.
Well, what?
So I went back and listened to the show, and in addition to learning about why I didn't like this movie, I also learned that the shows that we did back then were horrible.
Well, yeah, I already knew that.
But sometimes I forget, and then I go back and listen to it, and it's like, oh yeah, we were not very good in the early days.
No.
Nothing.
You know what we're talking about.
You probably didn't like this because nothing made sense at all.
What? Yeah, why did you find out why you didn't like it? What was it?
Yeah, just I said that there was just nothing going on in this movie, and everything was really amateurish. The acting was really bad.
Yes.
And I said that I liked that it took place in 1989. Like, it had this 80s vibe to it. And I liked that, but that was really like the only thing I could say about it. I said that it had a music video vibe to it. Did you get that, Ryan? Did it feel like kind of a music video?
Yeah, kinda. Probably would have made more sense if there's no talking, like in a music video.
They would have kept their mouth shut. Would have
Yes.
been a little bit better. That's always a good
Actually, in
sign.
like the first 5 or 10 minutes, no one does talk at all.
And that was bliss for you?
Huh?
Was that bliss? The no talking?
No, like, I don't know what the fuck was happening. I had to punch somebody in the face.
You just said that it would make more sense if no one talked.
Yeah. Okay, it would have been better.
There we go. We got it clarified. We cleared it up.
So I take it you did not like this at all, then?
Fuck no.
What?
I mean, it's a cool idea for a movie,
Is
but
it?
it just doesn't work.
The
I
execution
think it's a
was
cool idea.
terrible.
Just a bunch of slacker loser cooks that get trapped in an asylum during a blackout where all the inmates escape.
Yeah, the concept.
yeah.
Also counts the concept. But the acting was shit. Like you said, nothing happened at all. And at the end, the dude realized it was all a dream.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
and that's
fuck's
So,
sake.
yeah,
what is
that's the huge
purpose?
bummer.
What is the purpose of showing the whole movie anyway?
Yeah.
That's what we're working towards. That's the
I
end
hate
game.
that.
Oh,
That's the worst trope in any movie ever.
and it's because
It was all a dream.
well, they think it's like clever, but essentially what you're saying at the end is like, hey, this was all pointless. Haha, fuck you.
Exactly.
It was
Gotcha.
probably like the whole movie was probably supposed to be like some sort of metaphor for his life, and that he needs to get his shit together because he's not going anywhere.
That's right.
Well, there's one inmate, the main, I guess I'll call him bad guy inmate. He was really creeped out. He really creeped everyone out. And part of, like, he also was involved in, like, all the killing and all the torturing and whatnot. And then when the guy wakes up from the dream, he realized that guy was never real. So the whole thing happened for no reason at all.
So the main bad guy didn't actually exist,
Correct.
and then on top of that, it was all a dream.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Double whammy.
Oh boy. Oh god.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I rewatched the trailer for this too, and it's a good trailer. It makes it seem like it's going to be a pretty fun movie.
So you come to realize that it's all a dream. Now, do they do where he's like an inmate of the asylum and this is a dream that he's having? Or is he just a regular guy?
Like after he wakes up, he goes back in the kitchen to work, and he realizes that the main guy, was never real. But he imagined everything that happened.
What in God's name?
Yep. Well, we'll just talk about both of these directors, since I'm not sure which one. Maybe the other dude was involved in it and he just didn't want his name on it or anything.
More than likely.
I would not want my name anywhere near this.
So the first guy, Alexander Cortez, who definitely directed this, he hasn't really done too much of anything. He did something called The Players, which I'm not exactly sure what that is. It looks like he directed specific segments in that, so I'm not sure if that's like some kind of anthology or...
Oh yeah, that's
Oh, no,
the
I know.
series of
Yeah,
short
that's
films with
Yes. Jean Dujardin.
short
And
films.
also, none of these guys were French at all. Like,
What's
when
that?
they talked, they were all American.
Well, you don't have to be French. You can have a French director and
No, but
not...
it was, all the people involved had French names. I was expecting it not to be a stupid American movie.
You were hoping it would be high class French.
No, not
French.
subtitles.
Usually French horror movies are pretty good.
Yeah.
He also did a movie called... let's see. Oh, he did a TV miniseries called Au Service de la France.
Oh, man, your French is so fucking good.
No, it's not. And then Miroslav Slaboshpitsky,
Ooh.
the only other stuff he did was The Tribe, and then he did something called Diagnose, and then one called Glucota. I'm gonna have you start fucking doing all these names. We'll see how it works for you.
Put it Google Translate on your phone.
Exactly.
And just put your phone up to the
Just have a
mic.
robot voice say it.
Well, he did that other movie too. I think those were maybe short films. That's pretty much it. So not a lot from either of these directors. But let's go ahead and give you a drum roll on this one. So, Ryan, what do you give Asylum Blackout, aka The Incident?
I'm gonna give it a 1.
Oh, shoot. That is a 1.
Oh, boy.
That is a 1 out of 10 on The Incident, aka Asylum Blackout.
Now I'm just looking a little bit here, and it
What?
looks as... Whoa. Don't interrupt me, asshole.
Yeah.
Let me
Good.
break this down for you real quick. The Tribe director, it looks like he did a short film in 2006 called Incident. So I wonder if Rotten Tomatoes just got their wires
Their
crossed.
incidents mixed up?
Yeah.
Well, that would work if on Rotten Tomatoes it was under the title The Incident, but it's not. On Rotten Tomatoes it's under the title Asylum Blackout. And the year is correct. The year is marked at 2012.
On Wikipedia it says 2011.
That's all I found.
Well, the year can always be off by 1 or 2 years because it depends on what the site goes by as far as what its actual release is. You know, is that the US release? Is it the festival release? You know, whatever.
Yeah.
So the year that gets a pass, but at any rate, we're talking about The Tribe now. So Ryan, have you heard of this movie?
Nope.
You don't know anything about it at all?
No.
I'm pretty sure it's right up his alley.
So the movie, and kind of this is kind of why I picked Asylum Blackout, because I love The Tribe, and when I first read that it was the same or possibly the same director, I thought it was really weird because these movies are nothing even close to being the same.
Good.
It seems odd. I mean, this guy, this is a Ukrainian film. This guy's not French,
No. Mm-mm.
so I don't know. I don't know. At any rate, The Tribe is a movie there's no dialogue in it at all. So that should fit your criteria because you thought that Asylum Blackout would be better without dialogue. So there's no dialogue in this one. And there's no subtitles either. And all the interactions are done through sign language because it takes place at a school for the deaf. So no subtitles, no dialogue, nothing but sign language.
What do you think, Ryan?
Nope.
What? Why not?
Because, see, when I think of sign language,
Oh, jeez.
it makes me think of
Oh, God.
English sign language.
What?
Apparently, if I did sign language, apparently it would sound or it would look like I'm drunk, as well as when I.
So because you can't do sign language, you're condemning anything else that is sign language.
Sure.
Sure.
Because
So that
I can't understand it or use it correctly.
So does the same go for anything that involves walking?
Yeah. Do you hate us because we can walk?
He
hates any movie.
Down that I'm walking, especially if it's a sports player, or if they have a hot girlfriend.
Oh my.
I don't know. I think you might actually like The Tribe. If it was available,
No,
I would have given it to you.
I'll check it out. I'm sure.
I would love to get your thoughts
I
on
kind
this
of
movie.
want to be there for that.
I think it'd be.
It's
I
not
think it'd be pretty
supposed to
good.
be a horror movie, is it?
No, it's not a horror movie, but it is kind of a thriller in a way. It's violent. There is violence in it, and there's sex in it. So
That's all you
it's got
need.
sex and violence.
This movie is not scary at all. It was fucking dark as shit.
Literally
Like, you
dark, you mean,
couldn't
right?
see anything.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The Tribe is dark, but in another way, just thematically dark. Like, there's some really terrible, serious shit that happens in this movie that will make you cringe.
So what are your thoughts now, Ryan?
Check it out.
There's, I believe there's some there's a decent amount of full frontal nudity. I'm pretty sure you see some full frontal male nudity here and there.
Well, that's not cool. I just brought it down one.
I thought that was a thing for you.
I want to see.
Wieners on screen?
I thought you enjoyed the full frontal male nudity.
There's wieners in this movie.
Is there?
Yeah.
I'm surprised it took so long for you to bring that up.
Yeah, I figured that'd be like one of the first things you mentioned.
At the end, like when they're before the cops come, they get the guy naked before they torture him, and they're various other naked inmates, and there's an abundance of wiener a few times.
So you're warming up. You're warming up to the idea of penis on screen.
Well, it took me a while to say this because I forgot about it. Nothing happened. I didn't give two shits about this movie.
Gotcha. So you're almost relieved.
Any wiener may or may not contain.
So the wiener was actually it was a good thing almost, because it just broke the monotony of the rest of the movie.
Yeah, I guess.
I understand.
I hate when that happens.
Well, I don't know if the Tribe is hitting. I don't think it's hitting VOD. I think it's just playing in theaters. Draft House Films is putting it out. Does that intrigue you anymore?
That ups it one more.
There you go.
That ups it a little bit?
There you go. Well, at any rate, I would highly recommend seeing The Tribe. If it's playing in your area this weekend, I would avoid Asylum Blackout, even if it is partially directed by the same guy. I don't think it is.
No,
though.
I don't think it is at all.
I think that was a mistake on Rotten Tomatoes' part.
Good job, Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. Losers.
Fucking terrible at their jobs.
Any final thoughts, Ryan, on either of these movies?
Skip this.
Skip it.
Skip it. All right. Well, I think that'll wrap it up for the week. Send us your questions. Podcastfilmpulse.net is the address. Follow us on Twitter at FilmPulseNet, at FilmPulseKevin, and at My Legs Don't Work. And be sure to take a look at our Patreon page at patreon.com/FilmPulse. And consider subscribing. Help support the show. For Kevin Rakestraw and Ryan Holes, my name's Adam Patterson, and we'll see you on Monday.
Yeah.